Happy Hump Day, everybody. Welcome to the Sunshine State's only true sports talk radio show where we focus on the teams and the topics that are important to you, the sports fan in Florida. We are Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. I'm Bianchi, Mike Bianchi, sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. He is Kravitz, Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports media. And look who's back in the saddle. Why, it's the prodigy of production. Primetime Jaden Grimes, welcome back. We missed you, my friend.
Thank you, sir. I missed you guys. It's great to be back.
This is a great day. Great. We love Cam. I enjoyed producing one day, I think. And we had some technical difficulties, but I pulled us through. But having the prodigy back, I just feel so much more at ease. I've been a stress ball the last 2 days. This is nice.
We had some technical difficulties. Kravitz didn't know how to use the phone to call people.
Yeah, I heard he needs help with the phone machine over there.
He goes, yeah, there's some new way of calling out. So I asked the prodigy. He goes, it's been this way for like years.
He's worked here for like 3 months. What are you talking about?
As far as I know, it was what I've been told.
Yeah, I don't think that they've changed it. I've been in this chair, you know. When you are in the host role, you forget how to use simple bits of technology. It's good to have Jaden back in the saddle.
You forgot to dial 9 to get an outside line. Wow.
Hello? I just started getting wrong numbers. Started calling random people at the house. This is Miguel.
Absolutely. All right, we want to hear from you throughout the course of the show. Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, all you listeners on the iHeartRadio app. You can enter that rage cage. Just hit that talkback microphone at the bottom of the app. You can rant and rave about anything you want. You can also hit us up on the Mills Air text line. That's 50857. We're going to have some great topics today, Krabby Kraz, but you know where we're going to start. Let's start with some headlines and some highlights. We don't even need this music. We need the song after what happened last night. We need the song. There it is. Turn it up. Come on, Krabs. Hey. The Orlando Magic drive of the night brought to you by Don Mealy Chevrolet out in Claremont. Actually, there were a lot of drives of the night last night because the Magic were a fast-breaking machine driving to the hoop last night. They outran the Golden State Warriors 121-113. They scored 28 points on fast breaks. Kravitz, I have a stat for you. All right. I have a stat. All right. So, the Magic last year, they were last in the league in, transition shooting frequency. I'm sorry, they were 24th in the league in transition shooting frequency last year, which means they were plodding and lumbering down the court. This year, number 1 in transition shooting frequency. Dare we say that the Magic's new pace and space style is starting to click?
Yeah, it is. I think they're settling into their version of it. I think when it started, it was just go, go, go. And now the game is starting to slow down for everybody. I think it helps when the Magic play teams that play at a slower pace because they can kind of get caught in this back and forth with them trying to play fast. They play somebody else that plays fast, and all of a sudden they're just running frantically up and down the court. Look at the teams they've played well against. The Knicks played really well against them. The Rockets, they lost that game, but they played really well against the Rockets. And Golden State. Those are 3 low-paced teams. Those are teams that take their time in their possession. So I think it allows the Magic to settle in, be a little bit more comfortable with the way they played last year with a slight change in the way they play this year. It's still basketball. It's not that dramatic a shift, but whenever you change anything, even if it's slight, it's going to feel like a big deal. And I think, we're seeing the new scheme take hold, and it doesn't hurt that Desmond Bain is breaking out for this team, and he is part of that pace and space that allows them to be as good as they are in transition.
By the way, here's some highlights from last night.
Steps in, chucks the ball at the rim. No whistle this time, and no bucket either. Now Bain runs out, gives to Black, and he hangs in the air and throws it down. Anthony Black gets up. Kind of bobbling the basketball, but everybody dropped off him. Suggs came flying in and erased that thing. No goaltend. Franz has got it in the front court with a minute to play and an 8-point lead, and Golden State looks like they're resigned to take the L.
Just work on it. It's 27 out of 29. It's pretty good. You take it personal. That's what cost you the last game in a lot of ways. And so you walk in and that's a sign of growth for a team that says we're going to right the things that cost us the last one and keep getting better at it.
Yeah, Anthony Black misses the free throw at the end of the Houston game. They might have won that game. They were 22 of 22 at one point from the free throw line last night. Kravitz, 27 of 29 overall. You mentioned Desmond Bain. I mean, he led 6 Orlando players in double figures with 23 points. By the way, is this the same Desmond Bain that the disgruntled Magic fans of 2 weeks ago said was a bust?
Yeah, he looks the same to me. I think he might be the same guy. I think that might be the same one. Wow, you mean wait? Are you wait? Are you telling me that NBA fans in this town overreacted to the first 5 games of an 82-game season plus the playoffs? What?
We said it then, and yes, I'm rubbing it in now. Absolutely.
And I would love to see some apologies. We won't get them, but I would love to see some apologies roll in on the text line for people that go, you guys are homers because we refused to fire Jamal Mosley after the first 5 games of the season. They're like, oh, these guys are in the bag for the Magic. No, we have sensibility. Try some.
Wow. Yeah, that was fun to watch last night. What was the atmosphere like, Krafts?
It was fantastic, and there are a lot of Warriors fans. There are a lot of Steph Curry fans, and I get it. He is a very likable player. He's so much fun to watch. I thought last night, in terms of what the viewing audience got, was the best of both worlds. You got a great performance from Steph Curry. He was making logo threes. He scored into the 30s. He had a 22-point half, but the Magic won decisively. That's the best of both worlds. There is this certain buzz that is in the air. It's not there every night at that arena, but some nights just feel different, the air in the building, and then there's like a buzz that you hear at the start of the game that was definitely present last night. It always is when the Warriors are in town.
So Jalen Suggs and Jimmy Butler were going at it last night. John going back and forth. Here was Jimmy Butler after the game when asked about Jalen Suggs.
Who knows? That's how it's when we wake up. That's how it goes.
You kind of knew with Suggs a little bit in that fourth. Was that just physical basketball?
Y'all die.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's whispering.
What?
Well, so
He didn't want to talk. He
So
didn't
he
want to
was-
talk about Suggs.
yeah, so he was. If you couldn't hear that, it was. He was asked. So you and Jalen Suggs got into it, and Jimmy Butler said, "Are y'all done?" He didn't want to talk about it. I have this. I have a theory I'm working on here. We'll see if he is announced as active tonight. I think he was trying to get himself kicked out of the game and potentially suspended for the next night, so that he didn't have to go down and play in Miami because he doesn't want to deal with the hoopla. Jimmy Butler likes to create drama. He doesn't like to relive drama. This was something Jake Chapman pointed out to me last night as far as in prior meetings against former teams, he's just inexplicably not played. And it seemed like he was getting more agitated than the moment called for with some stuff that was going on with Jalen Suggs. And Suggs is an instigator, but Jimmy Butler was taking it to a level that didn't feel necessary to the moment. And then after the game, he's talking about, well, we'll see if I end up playing or not. Like he was already planting seeds about. I'm cooking up something involving him not wanting to play against Miami.
College football playoff rankings. The latest ones came out last week. Miami jumped up 2 spots to number 13 after that 41-7 victory over NC State. Obviously, they're still 4 spots behind Notre Dame, which is a big point of contention from Mario Cristobal, the coach, and also Miami's fan base. Here's the new director of the college football playoff, Arkansas Athletic Director Hunter Yurachek, when talking about comparing Miami and Notre Dame.
I think when you look, Reese, at Notre Dame and Miami, we really compare the losses of those two teams. Miami has lost to 2 unranked teams. Notre Dame has lost to 2 teams that are ranked in our top 13. And so we really haven't compared those 2 teams. They haven't been in similar comparative pools to date. But Miami is creeping up into that range where they will be compared to Notre Dame if something happens above them.
Oh, Miami's creeping up, and they're going to start comparing Miami and Notre Dame. Kravitz is the new college football playoff chairman. Is he setting the stage for Miami to jump over Notre Dame?
No, he's not. He's saying what you have to say until the evaluation is over. You're not done evaluating. I have a breakdown, a bullet point breakdown here of how this works. Okay, let's spell this out for people so that they don't lose their homer minds like the person sitting across from me who probably thinks his Hurricanes should be in the playoff. It's evaluation of team performance. This is straight from the website, okay? I'm not making any of this up. Evaluation of team performance, a.k.a. recency bias. Check the box for Notre Dame on that one. Strength of schedule. Notre Dame ranks 29th in strength of schedule to this point. Miami is 43rd. Check the box for Notre Dame. Head-to-head, Miami won that. A clear box check for them. Comparison of results from common opponents. There's only one so far on the schedule, NC State, and both Miami and Notre Dame blew them out. So neutral in terms of boxes checked. So here's the other one that really goes in the favor of Notre Dame is now let's compare. They both have 2 losses. Let's compare the losses. Notre Dame lost to, yes, it was Miami, but we're judging this independently. They lost to a really good Miami team, and they lost to one of the best teams in the country in Texas A&M. Miami lost to Louisville and SMU. Those 2 things are not the same. So when you start to check the boxes, there are a lot more boxes checked for Notre Dame than there are for Miami. And it's not simply, but head-to-head.
There needs to be 1 box.
No.
If you have the same record, there should be 1 box. Who won head-to-head?
Oh, my
the
God.
ultimate argument ender.
That is such oversimplification. It's insane. There's 5 boxes. It's who has more boxes checked. They all count the same. The end.
Okay.
It is just it's a box.
There's Mr. Analytics, Brandon Kravitz with all of his boxes.
You see, I plugged it into my new app.
Our daily source of motivation and inspiration on the way next. Don't go anywhere.
You know, unlike the changing leaves of fall, our money does not grow on trees. That's why you need wealth management. You need Trajan Wealth. They will help you make the right financial moves for your future. Now, I've been talking about Trajan Wealth on this show for quite some time, but here's the difference. I'm now not just reading ad copy anymore. I am a client. I sat down with them. I moved over an old 401k and some accounts I'd ignored, and they showed me how to get that money working and working hard for me again. They're like a coach calling the right play at the right time. No pressure, no jargon, just fiduciaries putting my goals first. And with volatility from elections, tariffs, global unrest, you want a team that can help you adjust your plan when life throws you curveballs. Don't just hope for growth like leaves in the fall. Put a real strategy behind it called Trajan Wealth today at 407-213-0000 or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule that free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Steps in, chucks the ball at the rim.
Chemical romance. You got me what you want to know. Guns and roses. And bring me the horizon. Plus, Alice Cooper, Turnstile, Five Finger Dead Punch, The Offspring, Breaking Benjamin, A Day to Remember, Godsmack, Stained, and so many more. The world center of rock. Welcome to Rockville. Brings 4 days of non-stop action to Daytona Beach, May 7th through 10th. 4 days, single day, premium passes, and camping are on sale now. Get yours at welcometorockville.com, starting at only $1 down.
There's no championship league for small business owners. But if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo. If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
My name is Whitney Allen. I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/fast. That's ethos.com/fast.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
You can smell the turf, hear the band, and feel the lights. That's Central Florida on a Friday night. And for 50 years, Don Mealy Chevrolet has been driving the hometown crowd. This is the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Right now, it's the Chevy Red Tag event where you can lease a 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT for just $409 a month for 36 months or get 0% APR financing. Visit Don Mealy Chevrolet or dmchevy.com before the red tags are gone. Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Are you like everybody else in the world who has no idea what to get everyone for the holidays? Well, you're in luck. We got you. Hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Because with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, you just step into them and they're on. There's no bending down, no touching, no fuss. Plus, Skechers slip-ins come in everyone's favorite styles and colors. And you can get slip-ins everywhere stylish footwear is sold, including a Skechers store. Or if you're too busy to shop in person, just get them online at Skechers.com, Amazon, and more.
Do you own a small business? A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get super sure.
Battery pop quiz. Did you know that most rechargeable devices use lithium-ion batteries? They're in laptops, power banks, and more. They can, however, be a fire risk. So power up your battery smarts with tips from the National Fire Protection Association. Only buy products with a safety certification mark. Charge devices on hard surfaces. Don't use off-brand cords, and always unplug when fully charged. Let's charge into fire safety. Visit fpw.org/battery for more tips.
Hey, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, just a short drive from Orlando, right there next to Claremont. Mission Resort is renowned for its 2 stunning championship golf courses. El Campeon, the Champion, was founded in 1917 and is one of the most tradition-steeped courses in the Southeast. Book your tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them I sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. But there's more than just golf. You can also play pickleball, tennis, or rent a boat at the marina and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. Also celebrate the holiday with their special Thanksgiving holiday brunch on Thursday, November 27th from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Oh, is it going to be good? Secure your table easily by making a reservation on opentable.com, or you can make reservations for the hotel, golf tee times, and the Thanksgiving brunch at missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort, your next great escape is closer than you think.
Saturday, the Knights look to finish strong at the Bounce House as they tangle with the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. Our coverage begins at 2 p.m. Kickoff is at 4. Catch every minute right here on your exclusive home of UCF Sports. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeartRadio app.
This is Jalen Suggs of the Orlando Magic. They say it pays to listen to Game On. How much are we talking? Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Not that much, Jalen. Not that much. But for you, we got a couple of bucks saved for you. Holding the Golden State Warriors to 3 made threes in the second half last night. If Jalen Suggs were in this studio right now, I'd give him $10. Go to Elixir, downtown Orlando, Washington Street, near the corner of Orange Avenue. Best place for lunch in downtown O-Town. Official partner of WJRR's Earth Day Birthday 26. It's back. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster.com. Thanks for the grub today at some shrimp tacos. Mike, you have missed some.
I know.
You have missed some feasts. Yesterday, it was a triad of free food here in the studio. I walked in, there was some Spanish food in the break room. About 30 minutes later, Elixir drops off a bunch of boxes of wings. I had a Cobb salad with some chicken on it.
Oh, Cobb salad. How?
And then the Rosen Plaza came, not for us, but for folks across the hall, and delivered a Thanksgiving feast. There was turkey, gravy, stuffing, and sweet potato casserole. My favorite.
See, I'm not a fan of eating Thanksgiving dinner before actual Thanksgiving.
You know, it's funny you say that. I did feel like I was cheating a little bit.
Right.
I felt guilty. And I'm like, why do I feel guilty right now? This is a silly feeling for this moment. Let's get to our daily coach quote of the day.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
Our daily source of inspiration and motivation, and today's is about the strength of the detour. There's a powerful distinction between persistence and reinvention. Persistence is continuing despite obstacles. Reinvention is choosing to evolve because of those obstacles. How deep is that? I read that today. I had to read it 3 times just to understand what the hell I was
That's good.
reading.
That's good. Yeah, adversity should not be looked at as an obstacle, but an opportunity.
But I do think that there is a decision that even persistent people have to make, because you should always continue to try again. But sometimes it's not best to just beat your head against the wall trying to accomplish a certain goal. Sometimes it's best to switch it up, change things in the way that you approach whatever it is you're trying to accomplish.
You keep practicing that bad golf swing. Guess what? You ain't going to get any better because you're practicing a bad golf swing.
Real quick before we duck in a break, we've got OJ McDuffie coming up right around the corner. It's National Monopoly Day. What do you think about a text question? Best and worst board games.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Text that in 50857. Your participation on the talkback line will win you Orlando Magic tickets for Thursday night. Hit us up on the Rage Cage, best and worst board games, or a story about one that went awry. OJ McDuffie basks in the glow of another Dolphins victory next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Touchdowns win games, and they win bets too. Pick your favorite playmaker to find the end zone in Week 12 over on Hard Rock Bet. Thursday night action coming up in a couple of days. Josh Allen to rumble into the end zone. Get that at -105. Head to Hard Rock Bet and see what they have in store for you. You'll find boosted odds, in-game bets, props, teasers, and more. It is a game changer for sports fans. Hard Rock Bet is a go-to source for me as a sports fan, whether I'm tracking trends or I'm getting in on the action myself. The app has been an absolute world beater for me. Everything that I need to know, updated to the second, and payouts are lightning quick. Download the app and let's cash some tickets together. Head to Hard Rock Bet and roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT IT.
Orlando, are you ready to rocket my favorite beach getaway? Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach is calling your name. Not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. You'll find modern luxury, legendary Hard Rock vibes, and that endless Florida sunshine. Even in the middle of winter, lounge by the oceanfront pool, grab a bite at their world-famous restaurant, or unwind at the spa. And when the sun sets, enjoy live music under the stars at their beachside band shell. For reservations, go to hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach.
When the news overwhelms, clarity matters. NBC News looks deeper and listens wider. Clear reporting, free from opinion. NBC News, reporting for America.
The Hess stock car racers are loaded with lights, sounds, and a powerful racing motor. Only at HessToyTruck.com. Free shipping and batteries included.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it.
Is built to overcome. Please understand, if anybody is built for adversity, I am. If anybody is built to change, I am. If anybody is built to overcome situations and trial and tribulations, I am. You got the right man. I promise you, you do. and I'm going to prove that to you. I am. Just give me an opportunity and give me a little more time, and I'm going to prove that to you. I will. I promise you that. Thank you. God bless. That is built to overcome. Please.
Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in Windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Eustace Roofing. New roof, no mess.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage.
Hey there, Central Florida, Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Wednesday night forecast. Clear skies on tap, and we are going to be seeing a little bit of that patchy fog across the region. Taking a look as you wake up early tomorrow morning. Now, for your Thursday, very similar to what we saw today. Temperatures starting off throughout the low 60s and warming up into the low 80s tomorrow afternoon. Beautiful sunshine with partly cloudy skies, and that gorgeous sunshine is going to be with us through the rest of the work week and looking ahead to the weekend. Have a great night.
Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find so many holiday essentials, all for under $25. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
The new home for the Miami Dolphins is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Just search 96.9 The Game. Another week of Dolphins football has come and gone. Let's recap all the action with the legend himself. Presented by the Flynn Law Office.
Oh my, Rick, what a beautiful play. O.J. McDuffie, the #1 pick.
Here's O.J. McDuffie.
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team.
All this team does is collect dubs all of a sudden. Miami Dolphins legend O.J. McDuffie joins us as we wrap up another week of Miami Dolphins football. Bye week coming up this weekend, so another week where they won't be losing. This segment presented by Trey Flynn Law, your free case evaluation, just a click or a phone call away. Visit TreyFlynn.com or dial 407-557-6350. OJ, back-to-back wins? I don't even know how to handle this mentally.
Man, all we do is win, win, win no matter what. You know how we are, man. We're the Dolphins, baby. No. Yeah, I know, right? It's hard to imagine. That this team is maybe found a little mojo, but, I was just optimistic that they could win over in Madrid, but they got it done somehow, man. That's all that matters.
It feels like an ill-timed bye week. This team has a little something cooking right now, and then this bye week would have been great right around the early portions of October. Right now, it's like get back out there and play. Does that something when in your playing days when you guys were rolling and you had a bye week? Did you kind of dread that because you felt like this is not the right time for us to be off the field, or are you able to carry that momentum over beyond the rest week?
No, you kind of you absolutely do dread bye weeks at times when your team's playing well, but you also need them. I think it helps us get some guys back. I think we can get some offensive linemen back, some other players back. But yeah, you're right, man. When you're rolling, feeling good about yourself, into a really good routine every single week, I think it does. You know, it hurts a lot of teams. And everybody always wonders, you know, how are you playing after you get off that bye when you come back? This team, you know, they're playing solid football right now. Now, you know, you've got a team in 2 weeks in the Saints that aren't very good. See how you react to that, man. Sometimes teams suffer, but the good teams, and I don't know what we are right now, the good teams go out there and they handle business after a bye week. So we'll see what happens.
OJ, admit it. You're looking at the schedule now. The Dolphins have won 3 of 4. You're seeing the Saints. You're seeing the Jets. You're starting to try to figure out what the playoff scenarios are, aren't you, OJ? Admit it.
Oh yeah. Definitely trying to figure out. See, you know, as the players, they have to look at next week. They have to look at the next opponent. Us, we can look as far ahead as we want and start, you know, prognosticating what we think might be next. And you're damn right. I'm thinking we can get to 500, maybe one game over 500 with the schedule laying out the way it is. That's for sure.
Also, since the Dolphins are off, I have a non-Dolphins topic. The spitting that's going on in the NFL with Jamar Chase just getting suspended. Were you ever spat on as a player? And what do you think about the new spitting craze in the league?
Yeah. You know what? I don't know if I was or not. And I didn't know it. If it were that situation, I'd be like Jalen Ramsey, though. I'd probably get suspended as well. And, you know, everybody I played against is probably bigger than me, so I probably would have got my butt whooped, but I would have went down swinging, man. That's for damn sure. That's the most disrespectful thing you can do to a human being, nonetheless a football player that, you know, that has 1,000 cameras on, and then Jamar Chase try to lie about it. I think that's the most hilarious part about the whole situation.
Yeah, what is it like? These guys know there's video. Why would you? You're like the little kid who had his hand in the cookie jar and he's got crumbs all over his face, and mom asked him if he had a cookie. No,
exactly right. And you know, the NFL always, you know, obviously, you know, Jamar Chase wasn't punished in the game, but they know that the NFL goes back and looks at everything, and they punish people, you know, post game. They will find things in games that they will go back and punish people, fine people, and obviously fine and suspension for Jamar Chase. So I just think it's real stupid. He sounded even worse, like I said, in the post-game press conference. He sounded worse by saying it didn't happen, man. And it wasn't even a little spit. You know what I mean? It wasn't even one that you could, like, brush it off being something else, man. It was intentional. It was nasty. And, you know, he's going to hurt his football team. That's the biggest thing. You hurt your team by doing stupid things like that.
Also costing $500,000 in game check.
How about that amount of money, man? Yeah. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a boy. Imagine you made that, right? 1 week, $500,000. That's getting paid right there, man.
They had to put that loogie on the salary cap. It costs so much.
That's great. Yeah, it's the dead cap. Everybody, they might end up putting it in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You know, I was thinking,
right.
We're talking to OJ McDuffie, Dolphins analyst. You know whether or not you get spat on. So I'm thinking it never happened to you, OJ. I'm thinking you would remember that if somebody spit on you.
Well, I didn't see it. It wasn't in my face. It'd be like behind me or something like that. I might have been on the ground, but I'm saying face to face, you always know that much. You're right. Absolutely.
I want to go back to Sunday morning for a moment. The biggest topic of conversation among Dolphins fans and NFL analysts was what Mike McDaniel chose to do. It was 4th and 1 in regulation, down near the goal line. Just pick up the first down, try and score, chance to take the lead. Or you could also kick the field goal, take a lead, give the ball back to a bad offense in the Washington Commanders, and see if he can win the game in regulation. He opts to go for it, runs it up the gut with Ollie Gordon. He gets stuffed, not even close. And then the Commanders have a chance to win the game. They don't, and we know what happens in overtime. What did you make of the call in the moment of Mike McDaniel going for it, and then the play call itself?
I thought it was awful. I really thought it was awful, man. I thought no matter what, you take the points there, under 2 minutes, they have no timeouts left. You know, you gotta trust your defense, keep them out of the end zone for sure. But if nothing else, they're getting field goal range. You're still going to overtime anyways. And what turns out is the Commanders had a chance to win the game without, if they didn't miss that field goal. So I think, not even with hindsight, you go for a field goal. You take those points right there all day, trust your defense can get a stop or at least keep them out of the end zone. So I don't know. Mike's smarter than everybody else. I get it. He uses big words in press conferences to try to make us feel like he was doing the right thing. But I thought that was a bad decision. As a matter of fact, me, Mark Duper, and Mark Clayton had a big old debate about it. Duper's the only one that agreed for going for it. Clayton said, no, hell no, you're supposed to kick that field goal right there.
Yeah, I guess I'm into the analytics. I kind of liked it. But last thing,
you liked it?
I did.
Tell me why.
Well, I didn't. So what I liked going for it. I didn't like the play call because the Dolphins haven't been able to run up the gut all season. So I felt like if you're gonna big brain it, Mike McDaniel, you have to come up with a creative play call. At least send somebody in motion. Malik Washington, someone like to get him out of the open space. I didn't like the play call, but I liked going for it because it's just you kick a field goal. Now with these dynamic kickoffs, these teams are getting the ball like the 35. It takes 2 first downs to get into field goal range, and then you're going to overtime anyway. And you risk losing the game because there was about $1:40 left on the clock. You risk losing the game with no time left. So I do think that the going for it made sense. I just hated if you have David Montgomery, then go ahead. But the Dolphins don't have that guy.
But what you're saying though, Brandon, is that we had a chance. If we kick the field goal, you say they can get in field goal range. I get that, and that still puts us in overtime no matter what. If we don't get the field goal there and they get in field goal range, we lose the game like we almost did though. So you got a better chance of losing in those situations, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, but
they make that was a 56-yarder. If they make that, we lose, right?
But you got to play. You got to play to win the game, not based on what gives you the best chance to not lose the game.
OJ, you're right. You're right. Kravitz is wrong.
It's these youngins, man. These youngins, I tell you what, man. These analytics and all this other stuff they're looking at, and other than, the natural instinct of the football game, I get it. I get it, Kravitz. See, I get it, bro.
I plugged it into my calculator, and it said you should go for it. Last thing before we cut you loose, your guy, James Franklin, you're a Penn State guy. He's, of course, on to other things. I don't know if it's better things, but other things. Virginia Tech hired him to be their new head coach. What do you think of the move for James Franklin? Will he lift that program the way that he did for Penn State for a while?
Well, let's start off by saying thank you for saving us $40 million. That helps us out a lot, when it comes to Penn State. That renegotiated buyout was great for us. But no, I think James is a great guy. He really is, man. He's gonna get some players. He's already gotten a couple guys I saw already from State that were going to Penn State, so that'll help the program as well. They've been able to get some players. He's going to be he's a great leader of men, and I think that no matter what, playing in the ACC is going to give him a better shot of doing well than playing in the Big Ten. I think the ACC is the third conference in the when it comes to college football behind the SEC and then the Big Ten. So I think that job's going to be great for him. I think he'll get some great players there, and he'll do well. He really is good, man. And I'm happy for him because he's a good guy. But I'm really happy for the opportunity that hopefully Terry Smith gets to Penn State. Buddy of mine, man, I think is doing a great job with the guys that he's had, with the hand he's been dealt, and I think I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in the next couple of weeks.
Dolphins analyst and legend, OJ McDuffie. Always appreciate the weekly visit. Enjoy your bye week, my friend. And we will, I think we'll probably take next week off since we don't have a game to break down.
Well, what are you guys doing for the bye week then? What are you guys going to do?
Well, we work. There's no bye weeks in Sports Talk Radio.
Man, that's terrible.
Enjoy your Thanksgiving, OJ. We appreciate you. We'll catch up after the holiday. This segment presented by Trey Flynn Law, board certified in criminal trials, both at the state and federal level. That's Trey Flynn Law, 407-557-6350. Your texts, your talkbacks on the way next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
That Florida heat and humidity has given us a little bit of a break over the last couple weeks, which means this is the best time to call Ziegler Air Conditioning for your maintenance check. Jason and his crew have been keeping Central Florida cool for 40 years. They know what Florida heat can do to your AC system. Believe me, they don't just show up like some of these companies and say, hey, everything looks good. I'll see you in a few months. No. They actually take things apart, okay? They service your unit. They check every connection. They blow all of that gunky gook out of your drain lines. They make sure everything is running efficiently before the next heat wave closes in. Their maintenance plan includes 2 visits a year, and their technicians actually teach you how to take care of your system, and they give you some helpful tips as well, like this one. Use sealant on your windows and doors to prevent cool air from escaping and hot air from getting in. Very cheap to put sealant around your windows and very easy. Even I can do it. Here's the other thing, the main thing I love about Ziegler Air. When you need them most, they're there. Like on Labor Day weekend, I told you that it was 95 degrees outside. My AC died, and Ziegler Air was at my door within an hour. They're honest, they're quick, they're never pushy, just pros doing what they do best. Give them a call, 407-245-8765, 407-245-8765. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
I'm a beer fanatic, so I don't settle for anything less than the best. And the folks at Hourglass Brewing deliver quality, consistency, everything I'm looking for in a good beer. With that neighborhood charm at their 2 Orlando locations, Hourglass Brewing is a first-class brewery from the same one that cranks out Zoneheads 35 once per year. But it's more than that. They crank out the hits on the daily. 25-plus Hourglass beers on tap every single day. Stop by for happy hour. $3 I4 iSource citrus lagers from 4 to 6 p.m. all day on Mondays. They even have wines, seltzers, ciders, something for everybody. Cozy up to the bar, get to know their friendly staff. Hourglass is a welcoming watering hole for the entire Orlando community, and they have a location right near downtown Orlando as well, on top of the one right around the corner from me in Longwood. This isn't mass-produced. This is craft. Fresh ingredients, local pride, and a taste that you can actually savor. So next time you need to unwind, skip the ordinary and raise a glass to the extraordinary. Raise a glass to Hourglass Brewing.
There's a crash blocking both lanes on Florida's Turnpike southbound before Hancock Road. Traffic stopped at the moment. Northbound on the Turnpike, a car stopped on the shoulders, getting cleared up before Oakland Exchange. That's slowing things down a bit. An accident on Orange Blossom Trail at Land Streets, causing a bit of commotion near the Ramp Junction, where it meets Florida's Turnpike. The roadways are getting busy. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Have an easy holiday only at Staples. Save on custom cards and custom wrapping paper, plus shipping supplies and services to get your packages delivered safely. Don't miss out on select laptops, up to 45% off. Visit staples.com for details. Staples, that was easy.
Christmas music playing right now on Magic 107.7.
Feliz Navidad.
Magic 107.7.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Orlando's Christmas station.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This holiday season, Rachel will get Anna a fabulous faux fur coat. Anna will say Rachel shouldn't have, but Rachel didn't. Because Rachel will only have to spend $75 on a coat Anna thinks costs $200. But then again, it's what she thought that counts. Yes, JCPenney. Higher price $200 reflects comparable national brand. $75 Anna faux fur jacket reg $108. Valid through 12/24. See store or jcp.com for details.
With Black Friday savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select innovative appliances like GE Profile. Add a touch of ease to your holiday with the all-in-one combo to wash and dry your laundry in one machine. And refrigerators with built-in convenient features like the dual dispense auto-fill water pitcher. Shop Black Friday savings on select GE Profile appliances, plus get free delivery now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer about 11/5 through 12/3. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Crossing the finish line, nothing like it. But for the accident attorneys at Farah & Farah, one thrill beats them all.
It's the thrill of the win. Lining up all the facts so the truth is clear. Yeah, we're built for that.
Farah & Farah, Orlando.
As our area continues to grow, more and more national chain stores are moving in, and that includes big box jewelry retailers who claim to be direct importers.
You're going to hear from people that come into the markets that we're in, and they're going to claim to be direct diamond importer. What's new about that? I've been doing that for over 40 years.
That's Florida's original Keith LeClaire, owner of International Diamond Center, who says the corporate jewelers are mostly owned by the same Wall Street conglomerate, just with different names.
Some have become where they have 9, 10 different brands. They're owned by Wall Street. They answer to Wall Street.
But at locally owned IDC,
we don't answer to anybody but our customers.
At IDC, you don't deal with retail clerks. You work with true diamond professionals.
Got by steps in, struck the ball at the rim, no whistle. Got by Butler, into the lane, up top for Suggs. Shot clock is down to 5, into the corner, Bain, wide open for 3. Send it. Smelling like a dog with 30 seconds left here at Kia Center. Steps in, across the ball at the rim. Now Jalen gets to AP. He's going to attack and touches that thing with the right hand. Draymond Green wanted nothing to do with Anthony Black, and that might inject a little juice in the Kia Center here in the third quarter.
Welcome back to Game On, streaming live on YouTube, iHeartRadio, across the Sunshine State. Thanks for hanging out with us on this Hump Day Wednesday. Text in 50857, also on the iHeartRadio Talkback. You can find us there. Mike sounds like he's wrestling a bear right now. What is happening?
Wait, what do you mean? Well, what was I doing?
I don't know. It sounded like you were
out
shuffling things around over there. It kind of sounded like you were playing shuffleboard a little bit.
You mean my favorite board game?
Is that your favorite board game? Because that is the text question today. Best and worst board games. I was always a big fan of Candyland. That was a good one as a kid. What was the one? There was one about getting paid. Maybe it was Payday was the bar. There was a board game.
Well, it's National Monopoly Day. That's the
Right.
genesis of our text question. So, yeah, my favorite board game, when I don't play board games anymore, but Monopoly obviously was a favorite. But did you ever play the game of life?
I play the game of life every day, Mike.
No. The board game Life. It's like you get a car. I think, car, and you sort of go around the board, and it simulates your life. Like starts, retirement, your journey through life, making choices about, college and career and family and all of that stuff.
Well, that
Good
sounds
game.
like a hoot.
It was fun back in the day. Is that still around? Do people still play
You've
that?
never played the game of life, BK?
I don't think I have.
What?
What about Clue?
Clue's my
Trying
favorite
to
board
figure
game.
out who the murderer is. That's
I never
probably
liked
the best board game. That one and Guess Who. Always a big fan of Guess Who. Now they have different versions of that out too. What's up?
You know what the worst board game is? Without question. Have you ever played a game called Risk?
I know the game that you're talking about. I am going to look it up to see if I've ever played
Risk
this.
is it's like you try to take over the world, all right? It's like the board is like a big map of the world, and you have territories and stuff and armies, and it takes literally, it's a game you start playing at 8:00 at night, and you're still playing it at 5:00 in the morning. It is long and drawn out and boring.
That was back when we had nothing but time.
Right.
Now there's no way a game like that could exist. Let's go to the talk back. Jesse has his best or worst board game.
What's up, guys? The best board game, Monopoly, easy, classic, bestseller of all time. But let me tell you about the worst. It's a game called Fart, and my sister got it for me because she thought it'd be funny. Play involved an audio CD of flatulent noises, and you were actually granted bonus points for breaking wind during play.
What?
That's a good one. That sounds like a hoot or a poot
or a toot. Oh, Mike, you would you would clean up in that game.
You know what I used to have, and I don't know what I did with it. It's probably in one of my storage boxes. I used to have a fart machine. All right. It was like a little speaker. All right. You put it up, and it was like a remote control, and you could press a button. All right. You would hide the speaker, and you press a button, and it would make a fart noise, and people would set it up at parties and do it, and people be looking around. Who farted? Yeah. Isn't that funny?
That's great.
I miss my fart machine.
This is why you don't get invited to parties anymore. Hey guys, I can bring the fart. Hello? Are you still there? So, Bianchi, I got the fart machine.
Hey, don't forget the fart machine, Bianchi.
We've got a load more Game On coming up. This is like an on-air board game that we got for you. We're having so much fun over here. Text in 50857. Also hit us up on the iHeartRadio Talkback. Your iHeart Talkback in the Rage Cage can win you a pair of tickets to Magic Clippers on Thursday night at Kia Center. We are back in 60 seconds after this Fox Sports update. Don't go anywhere.
Live, local, in your face, and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
We are live in Orlando, Jacksonville, and Tallahassee, the premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. Light us up. Mills Air text line at 50857. You can rage cage us as well. I'm seeing a news report from on3.com, Mike, that says Florida is set to meet with Tulane coach John Summerall about the Gators head coaching job. So the search continues.
What?
Yeah. Why are you flabbergasted by this?
What do you think the reaction will be if Scott Strickland comes home? Not that he's not a good coach, right? If he comes home with the Tulane coach. Huh?
Before even seeing if Lane said no, it would not be overwhelmingly positive. But I do think Gator fans need to get it in their minds that there might be somebody else coming to town.
See, that's why when, these secretive coaching searches where the AD just goes dark and doesn't talk to anybody about anything and lets all of these, speculative reports come out about everything. Now it's Lane Kiffin. It was Lane Kiffin or bust from the beginning, but now it's really Lane Kiffin or bust, is it not?
Yeah, exactly. You set yourself up for failure, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. As long as the next guy is successful, it doesn't. It could be somebody you've never heard of. It could be a high school football coach. If he goes out and wins, then we overrate the initial reaction, positive or negative, anyway. So that's something to keep in mind. We'll react to it. Fans will react to it. But ultimately, even if it is Lane Kiffin, if he comes in and he coaches like Billy Napier, then you'll hate him too. So that's how this stuff works.
See, but I think I think Scott Strickland would be like when he has his press conference, if he announces Coach Summerall from Tulane, he'll say, "This is the only guy we target. This is the only guy we offered the job to." Blah blah blah. If I'm Scott Strickland, I don't say that. I go, we tried to get Lane Kiffin. He chose to stay at Ole Miss. So, we think Coach Summerall is, just as good. But we did try to get Lane Kiffin. That's what I would be honest.
Yeah, there's a 0% chance that would happen.
I know, but why not? Why not be honest?
I mean, I'm always a fan of honesty.
It's a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, but it's just there's no point. There's some honesty that just isn't necessary. Were you looking at that woman? No. Do I look fat in this dress? No. You don't always have to be honest. Sometimes it's not for your best benefit. Let's talk about this Magic team. This right here, Mike, is the Magic team that we signed up for. The Gritty Committee is back with a sprinkle of offensive pop. All of a sudden, this team can score too. And I am about to go wild on my claims, so feel free to slow me down before we wrap up this segment. But a quick recap of what it looked like last night. The Magic held a 10-point lead with 5 minutes left. Biggest lead of the night was 15. They had a 15-point lead over this Warriors team. Things got chippy in the fourth quarter. Jimmy Butler, Jalen Suggs get all tangled up. I don't know if Jimmy Butler was trying to get ejected from the game, and he is questionable tonight, by the way, against the Miami Heat. So my theory about him not wanting to play the Miami Heat might actually hold some water. We'll see if that comes through. But he tried to get under the skin of Jalen Suggs and the Magic, and it didn't work. They did a good job of creating runs for themselves, and the Magic every time would hit a big bucket, and they were able to stave off 33 from Butler, 34 from Steph, and boom, the Magic won. They're now 4-1 in their last 5. Mike, you mentioned it yesterday on the show. Hey, what's wrong with Tyus Jones? Even Tyus Jones was filling it up. He was perfect from the field. He was knocking down threes. That has to be the official turning of the page to everybody taking their fans Xanax and calming down based on the way the season started at 1-4.
Yeah, I wrote a little notes column today, and the headline was essentially what you just said. Magic are finding their rhythm while fans need to find their perspective. And it was the whole thing about, when they were 1-4 to start. Remember, we were on the show and getting the texts coming in, fire Jamal Mosley, Desmond Bain doesn't fit with this group, all of this stuff. And again, this is a team that has changed its style of play. They've added a major piece who hasn't been here, and it takes a minute sometimes to adjust to all of this. And it's certainly, and I compared it to, you can't have an SEC football fans mentality with the NBA. It doesn't work.
And
you can't do that.
So many of our listeners try and do this. They try and apply college football logic to the NBA season. You have to be so much more patient. I told you, Mike, I have a slight issue with some of the responses I see throughout games on Twitter. I have made the executive decision, because I like to update people from my own perspective, especially when I'm in the arena. I think I have a unique perspective on what's going on, so I want to share that, and it's good for my social channels too. I will only tweet at the end of quarters or if something major happens, and I will not thumb through Twitter during the basketball game. I have made the decision not to do it because I cannot stand when I see people out there questioning coaching decisions, the usage of timeouts, rotations, and things like that in the first quarter of a basketball game. It drives, even in the third, it drives me absolutely up the wall, and then I lose focus. So I've stepped away from that during the game. I'm not going to get off social media, but in the middle of a game, you all that do that are absolutely ridiculous, and I will not take part in your, to borrow a word from the shot doctor, your buffoonery in the moment. I won't do it. But Mike, I am feeling quite confident today about where the Magic sit. We said at the start of the season they have as good a chance as anybody to win the East. It was just kind of something that we said because we knew the East wasn't going to be as good as it's been in the past. The Boston Celtics are hampered with the Tatum injury. Tyrese Halliburton's out for the year, so the Pacers aren't going to run it back. They're terrible, by the way. They're 1-13. The Knicks are gettable. You get the Cavs. They've been trying to get over the hump with this really good roster the last couple of years. Mike, I think the path is even more clear than we realize. The team that sits at the top right now is the Pistons. The Pistons are really good. They've got Cade Cunningham. He's a full-blown all-star. They have a really good defense. But there's nothing about Detroit that you look at and say they're so much better than the Magic. The Cleveland Cavaliers are 10-5. I've watched them this year. They don't look as good as they looked a year ago. They seem to be sliding in the other direction. The third team right now in the East is the Toronto Raptors. Please. They ain't winning anything. Okay? The Knicks are pretty good. The Sixers they have a different lineup every single night with Embiid and Paul George in and out of the lineup. This conference is so winnable. And this Magic team, even at 8-7, so it can be a little bit tricky to see this ahead of time. This Magic team is as good as anybody else in the Eastern Conference, and they should absolutely win the East if they get all of their ducks in a row. I told you I was going to go wild, and here I am.
Yeah. Hold on. I mean, they're playing better. They've won 4 of their last 5, as you mentioned. They're doing it without Paolo over the last few games. They could have beaten the Rockets and probably should have beaten the Rockets. They let that one get away. But again, I didn't overreact when they were 1-4. I'm not going to overreact now that they're 4-1. I want to see what they look like when Paolo gets back. They have their full allotment of players, how that team looks. I want to see 30 games. I don't want to see 15 games. I want to see 30 games.
Okay. Let me walk this back one step, because there's no reason to go wild about what they do in the playoffs, because the playoffs are their own animal. Let me just talk about the regular season, and I can say this more definitively. They should and will, as long as everybody, health permitted, top 3 seed. We said it was possible. I'm looking at the Eastern Conference, Mike. It is an inevitability that this Magic team finishes in the top 3.
Okay.
An inevitability.
Again, I hope you're right, Kravitz. I'm not ready to go there. I haven't seen a large enough sample size. Again, the Magic, as good as we think they can be, they've never accomplished anything. They haven't accomplished anything. We don't know when Paolo gets back how everything's going to look. So
you think they're going to get wait? You think that there's a chance they get worse when they add one of the best players in the NBA back to their roster?
I don't think they're going to get worse, but I do think it's going to take some adjustments. I mean, again, I don't as I wrote my column today, I don't know that the Magic were struggling earlier in the season. I think they were adjusting. They were adjusting to all of this newness and new style, new players, all of that. And I do think they're going to have to adjust when Paolo gets back in there. Readjust, I should say.
Health permitted top 3 seed at the end of the year. You can write it in stone. Up next, I've got the takes. Bianchi's got the grades. We grade the take here on Game On right after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
This is your Tools Ace Hardware assist of the night. Anthony Black with the dunk that shook Kia.
Now Jalen gets to AP. He's going to attack and punches that thing with the right hand. Draymond Green wanted nothing to do with Anthony Black, and that might inject a little juice in the Kia Center here in the third quarter.
It certainly did, Jake. And if you're gearing up for game day, Tools Ace is your MVP for grilling greatness. From Big Green Egg to Traeger, they've got everything you need to fire up the flavor. 14 Central Florida locations, including their brand new store in downtown Windermere. Tools Ace is your neighborhood home maintenance expert, the helpful place every night and your best stop before the game. Visit toolsacehardware.com and go Magic.
It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi, here to tell you the housing market is just like football. It's all about field position. And right now, sellers have the ball in the red zone. If you're thinking about selling, call the Nickley Group. Central Florida homes are selling for top dollar, and the Nickley Group sells homes for 6% more and twice as fast as the average agent. They'll even give you a guaranteed cash offer. No showings, closing as little as 14 days. So go to thenickley.group.com. Tell them I sent you. I might even be at your next closing. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley.
There's a crash blocking both lanes on Florida's Turnpike southbound before Hancock Road. Traffic stopped at the moment. Northbound on the Turnpike, a car stopped on the shoulders, getting cleared up before Oakland Exchange. That's slowing things down a bit. An accident on Orange Blossom Trail at Land Streets, causing a bit of commotion near the Ramp Junction, where it meets Florida's Turnpike. The roadways are getting busy. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Supersure.
Go to supersure.com, 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 supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a Florida licensed insurance agency, not an insurer, and only available in Florida.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text free.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I don't know about you, but I can't stand when I see creepy crawlies all over my house. That's why I have to have a pest control provider that doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. You can keep your home protected from the bugs all year long. Get yourself a termite bond while you're at it. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz and Mike Bianchi from Game On sent you by. Get 10% off of your initial service. Burn Pest is a family-run operation right here in our backyard in Central Florida. Go and find them online easily, and don't stress about these pests anymore. It's burnpest.com.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef. This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and don't know what to do.
You know who to call. Farah and Farah, Orlando.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
Hey, it's Ed Helms, host of Snafu, my podcast about history's greatest screw-ups. On our new season, we're bringing you a new snafu every single episode.
32 lost nuclear weapons? Wait, stop? What?
Yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of history, a whole lot of funny, and a whole lot of fabulous guests. Paul Scheer, Angela and Jenna, Nick Kroll, Jordan Klepper. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Snafu with Ed Helms, and listen now.
Do you own a small business? A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get super sure.
I've been telling you guys about Kevin Krager with LPT Realty, one of the top 25 producing agents in Central Florida. This guy is money, and he joins me now to talk about the latest in real estate. How is the market doing right now, and how can buyers take advantage?
The market is doing well. It's not crazy like it was a few years ago, but right now it is prime to buy real estate. Not so great for sellers, but it's prime to buy real estate. And one of the big things that buyers are getting now is instead of fighting over the cost of the home, we're fighting over concessions from sellers to buy down the rate, make repairs, cover your down payment. I think that the big thing right now is finding an agent that can negotiate, understands the market, really fights as much money they can in your pocket.
And Kevin is that agent. When it comes to real estate, experience matters. Trust Kevin Krager to move you right along. Search his name on Facebook or call him today, 407-702-4635.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Your stupid, overreactive argument that Travis Hunter got hurt because he's trying to play both ways. That's the most idiotic, overreactive stand I've ever heard. It was on the debate shows yesterday. Just what you just said. What did they expect? You can't play both ways in the NFL. That's a bunch of garbage. He was hurt in a non-contact injury during practice. It wasn't that his body broke down and that's why he was coming off his best game. He was getting better, not worse.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app. Felt like you missed something this morning?
It's becoming a disgusting habit at this point.
You did. You can listen while you get ready in the morning.
Wake up with us.
Just tell Alexa to play 96.9 The Game. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
We are about to grade some takes, and I have got some doozies. If you thought the last segment was a heater, you just wait. Don't become another number. Become part of the family. Burn Pest Control. Termites, they handle that as well. If you've been searching for a personalized and friendly pest control provider at a reasonable price, then you have come to the right place. It's burnpest.com. Tell Joe that we sent you by. Great guy. All right, Mike, get out your ruler. Get out your abacus. It's time to grade the take. Mike Bianchi, Professor Bianchi, will be grading based on a couple of different factors. Why does Mike sound so loud? I don't understand what is going on at the Bianchi residence.
Why am I loud?
I've
done nothing. I've done nothing.
So bizarre. And then here, hold up your hand for a second. Oh, okay, he's live on the stream. All right, he is grading on accuracy, heat, uniqueness. Let's dig in. DJ Lagway recently talked about how mentally draining this season has been for him. My take on this is simple. NIL, while lining the pockets of athletes, has sucked the joy out of the sport. Not for the fans, but for the players themselves. Another stunning reminder that money does not buy happiness.
That's an A for heat, but as far as accuracy, that's it's interesting. I'll give you interesting. I'm not going to give you accurate though. It's I will give you a B minus as far as accuracy. I think some players, DJ Lagway being one of them, are so eager to make as much money as much NIL money as they can by doing everything that comes their way. I think you have to be you have to pick and choose your spots. You can't just take everything. Kravitz, we know that. You can't do everything that comes your way, all right? Every opportunity is offered to you. Otherwise, you're not going to perform very well.
Right.
You're going to get tired and drained. I think that's the problem with DJ Lagway. I think he has too much NIL.
There is, I was actually listening to a podcast about this recently. It was enlightening. It talked about the impact of cognitive load and when you put too much on your plate mentally, how things start to deteriorate. And perhaps that is part of it. And especially for these guys that are still learning at that age, you're still learning life. And then on top of it, you've got all this pressure with money. Money's great, but with money comes expectation, comes pressure from the people that are spending money on you. There are probably responsibilities that are tied in with that. And these guys are just simply putting too much on themselves.
B minus.
All right, I'll take it. As you know, Mike, I am now a distinguished Heisman voter. Checking in on the odds, and Julian Sayin is the second shortest odds on the board, the Ohio State quarterback. Second shortest odds to win the Heisman. Mike, he won't be in my top 5. Quarterback at Ohio State that just basically gets to ride his Ferrari to the number 1 overall ranking in the college football playoff. So many other players I'm more impressed with. Julian Sayin, not in my top 5. Grade the take.
That's an A plus on both. I would say on both heat and accuracy, because I'm with you on that. I don't think a lot of people think that way. I really don't, but I do think he you know what he reminds me of? And this, I'm going to go way back. And the guy won the Heisman Trophy, Gino Torretta. That's who he reminds me of. Gino Torretta was on the great Miami teams. I mean, he probably wasn't even the 5th best player on his own team, yet he won the Heisman Trophy because he was the quarterback of that team. So I think you're on to something here. Just saying.
Would they be significantly worse with somebody else at quarterback? I think one of the things that I will be looking for as I put some weight into the process now of actually having a vote is Are you putting the team on your back? Do you help your team in multiple ways? That's one of the reasons why dual threat quarterbacks have a little bit of a leg up. He's not that. His running number, he has 20 yards rushing on the season. He's a good passer. And the most important thing, because quarterbacks are always going to have a leg up, signature wins. Where are the signature wins for this guy? There's so many other players right now. Marcel Reed has a number of them. Texas at the start of the year, he didn't even play that well in that game. And I'm not sure Texas is an impressive win anymore. Not for me. Moving on. I'm not even sure this is a take. Do you want to have anything else you wanted to add to that?
No. You had an A. That was an A+.
I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
Wow, I just breezed right through it, didn't even wait for the grade. I felt so good about it. I'm not even sure that this one is a take anymore. I think this is just simply a fact, but you can grade it. I've brought this up before, but I'm 100% positive now that Tom Brady has been demoted at Fox, and nobody is talking about it. That's the take. Would you like me to elaborate? I guess it would be important for me to elaborate on that.
Yeah.
He was on Bears Vikings on Sunday. Mm-hmm. The Rams and Seahawks were on Fox. That was the game of the week. And Greg Olson was the color analyst for that game. This is now on multiple occasions where Tom Brady has been on the second best game that is on Fox that I have noted through the last couple of weeks. Bears, Vikings, Mike. I know it's Chicago, but easily going into the week, we all knew this wasn't a secret. The Rams and the Seahawks in the 4:00 window, 2-7-2 teams, division rivals, red hot Matt Stafford going up against red hot Sam Darnold. That was the game of the weekend outside of Sunday Night Football with the Eagles and the Lions. And Tom Brady wasn't on the call. Isn't that why they brought him in, to be the number one guy? He's on Bears Vikings. He got demoted.
That's an A+ as far as heat. That's an F as far as accuracy. Brady does not get demoted.
He got demoted.
Tom Brady does not get demoted. Here's a more likely scenario. Tom Brady has so much other stuff going with all of his businesses and other opportunities. Tom Brady, where was the Bears game? Was that in Chicago?
That one was in Minnesota.
Tom Brady probably had some place to be, and flying out to the West Coast was going to be an inconvenience for him. So he said, I'll do this game. And Fox said, okay, Tom, whatever you say, Tom.
All right.
That's what I think.
When Tom is on the call for Titans Seahawks this weekend, I don't want to hear an apology from you.
I think Greg Olson's better than Tom Brady.
So does Fox, Mike. That's the point. They have demoted Tom Brady. They're not going to dock his pay, but he's on the B team now. That's the point. There's an A team and a B team at Fox. He's on the B team now. The last Browns quarterback to win his first career start was a guy by the name of Eric Zaire.
Georgia
in 1995. Shedeur Sanders will break the streak and throw for nearly 300 yards in the process of beating the equally pathetic Las Vegas Raiders.
That's an F take.
Okay.
F in accuracy.
I didn't even really.
A in heat, F in accuracy. So I guess I'll give you a C for the overall take.
I felt contractually obligated to have a Shedeur Sanders take in there. I
300 yards.
I didn't even believe. Listen, I didn't even believe the garbage that I just spewed. Okay.
Yeah, I went 4 of 16 last week with one pick and one. I don't know what that intentional grounding was. He was up to, but man, yeah.
I have.
Plus, he got his house broken into.
He said that his jewelry wasn't taken though, so it's all good. I've got one more for you.
I don't think they should have taken anything. I think the burglars should have just left a note saying, "You've suffered enough. We're sorry. We're sorry we broke in."
Coach, they stole my iPad with all the plays on it. I couldn't study. Sorry. I thought of this scenario, and I would like to grade the take with this pitch for you. Luka was asked recently about the Nico Harrison firing in Dallas, and he was asked if he would ever consider going back. And it made me think, and he gave a pretty boring standard answer. There wasn't any meat to it. But, he never really wanted to leave there in the first place. So my take is this. Eventually, in the near future, Luka Doncic is going to allow his contract to expire and is going to walk back to Dallas, where he will be met with even more fanfare upon his return to his original location than LeBron James was when James went back to Cleveland.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. No, that's again, Heat is an A+. Accuracy. You say he didn't want to leave, all right?
He did. He cried. He was upset.
That's sort of like when Vooch got traded from the Magic, and he's such a loyal soul. He didn't want to leave.
He didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. Oh, sure he did.
He loves it here.
You think he wanted to stay on a rebuilding team?
Yes.
Hell no.
He'd play here for free. He loves it in Orlando.
Stop it. Luka's happy to be with the Lakers. Are you kidding me? Get out of here with this sentimental return to Dallas where the Cowboys are king. No way.
All right, I think those grades may have set me back a grade. So
that was a C-.
Another senior year. Here I come. Up next, mic'd up, midweek mic'd up. We've got the sound that you're going to want to hear next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be back right after this.
Don Mealy Chevrolet has been celebrating trucks in Central Florida for 50 years. This is the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. As you know, every great team has a captain who leads by example. At Don Mealy Chevrolet out there in Claremont, that captain is the Chevy Silverado. And right now, it's the Chevy Red Tag event, and you can lease a 2026 Silverado 1500 LT. That's the one I want, by the way. You can lease that for just $409 a month for 36 months or finance with 0% APR for 36 months. How good is that? Don Mealy Chevrolet has been Central Florida's truck headquarters for half a century. Visit Don Mealy Chevrolet or dmchevy.com before the red tags are all gone. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Betting exchanges have become the new craze in sports betting, and there is no one on the internet that does it better than BetterEdge. So transparent, so honest, so user-friendly. BetterEdge gives you that little extra advantage that you need. I've said it many times. I've bet on sports for a while. I did not start making money consistently until I started using BetterEdge. I also share competitions every Friday that we can dive into together as well. My Beat Brandon Challenge. Sign up for the first time, get $20 on the house. Just use the promo code BeatBrandon when you sign up at BetterEdge.com or on the BetterEdge app.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Well, I think I've said it before. Well, I think there was a big emphasis on getting out and running. No. Well, I think I've said it before. We've talked about being able to defend, to get out and run, making.
Shouldn't, but that was not exactly a denial yesterday, Shay. What was all that about? Was he trying out for Shakespeare, Doggy? I mean, that was absurd. The bottom line is, if you want to stay at Ole Miss, and I don't think he wants to, you just say, yeah, I'm committed to Ole Miss. I got a new contract coming out in a couple of days, and we'll have a signing ceremony. He attacked the question about, was there an ultimatum? Sure, certainly Ole Miss has told him, listen, you need to make a decision at some point. But think about this for a second. His family got on a plane Sunday and then took that plane from Gainesville to Baton Rouge. And what are they doing? They're looking around. His son is a top prospect. They wanted to visit high schools, which is perfectly all right. But this is all going on while Ole Miss is having its best season in about 60 years, hasn't won an SEC championship since John Kennedy was president, and Lane's raging about all this stuff going on. I mean, Lane, it's up to you. If you want to end the speculation, end it right now. But you haven't ended it. All you have done is exacerbate it. What?
Yeah, it's the approach we take. We're gonna dominate and try to win the fourth quarter. It's what we do in practice. It's what we do in the off season. It's what we build our core culture around, is being a more physical team. You have to recruit physical players, and they have to buy into that process. I don't know that a lot of these kids nowadays, they want to check. They don't want physicality. And if you have the check and no physicality, you end up with nothing. So we're not just getting checks at our place. We're hitting people.
Mic'd Up, brought to you by Adventure Boat Share. Unlimited hassle-free boating without having to own a boat. You can check them out at adventureboatshare.com. Travis, I've noticed something about the YouTube feed.
What's up?
Sometimes I'm dark.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm light.
You know why? Do you have
Why?
a shade? Is there a window to your right?
Yeah.
Do you have any professional lighting in front of your face?
I have sort of a cheapo ring light.
It's not working. And the reason the lighting is changing is because the light outside, the natural light, changes throughout the day.
Oh, should I change? Should I shut my shade, baby?
No, you should get a better light, you cheapo.
Oh, get a better ring light?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That'll take care of it.
Okay.
Problem solved. But I have an update for you. I was spot on about Jimmy Butler. He is not playing tonight.
Good Lord. What a wuss. What a wuss. All right, let's get to mic'd up. Let's start with, we haven't talked about Lane Kiffin today. Here's Paul Feinbaum saying, hey, Florida is probably Lane Kiffin's destination.
Shouldn't, but that was not exactly a denial yesterday, Shay. What was all that about? Was he trying out for Shakespeare, Doggy? I mean, that was absurd. The bottom line is, if you want to stay at Ole Miss, and I don't think he wants to, you just say, yeah, I'm committed to Ole Miss. I got a new contract coming out in a couple of days, and we'll have a signing ceremony. He attacked the question about, was there an ultimatum? Sure, certainly Ole Miss has told him, listen, you need to make a decision at some point. But think about this for a second. His family got on a plane Sunday and then took that plane from Gainesville to Baton Rouge. And what are they doing? They're looking around. His son is a top prospect. They wanted to visit high schools, which is perfectly all right. But this is all going on while Ole Miss is having its best season in about 60 years. Hasn't won an SEC championship since John Kennedy was president, and Lane's raging about all this stuff going on. I mean, Lane, it's up to you. If you want to end the speculation, end it right now. But you haven't ended it. All you have done is.
Yeah, that's Paul Feinbaum. He also went on to say in that, I don't know if it was the same interview, but he also went on to say that Lane Kiffin grew up idolizing Steve Spurrier, and that's where he wants to go. He wants to go to Florida. So take it for what it's worth. Here's my take on Paul Feinbaum. If you're Paul Feinbaum, if you're one of the biggest opinion makers in college football, probably the biggest opinion influencer in college football, you work for ESPN, shouldn't Paul Feinbaum have the sources to know where Lane Kiffin's going? I mean, shouldn't he have the sources to know?
Yeah, he's definitely plugged in enough. I think it comes down to effort. And are you trying to figure that out, or do you just show up to work with your hot takes in your back pocket and let it fly?
Why wouldn't he try to figure it out?
How much do they pay him?
$10 million a year or something. I don't know.
What incentive does he have to figure that out? He's good. Just show up to work. Let it fly. That's what they pay me for. Good night.
Man, good grief. Like even Stephen A. Smith, he'll do some reporting every once in a while. Paul needs to do a little reporting.
Yeah, step it up, Paul.
He grew up, he was a former newspaper guy, for crying out loud. Speaking of the SEC, Steve Sarkisian gets a little surly with a longtime Austin columnist when asked about Texas being an underachiever. Listen.
What would you say the main reasons are this team is underachieved?
According to who?
Well, when you're preseason number one, I think most people would agree 3 losses is not achieving what you are capable of.
I mean, I guess that's into who voted us number one. Okay. What I think is that this team has competed their tail off, and we have an opportunity at the end of the regular season to do something that nobody's done since 2019. And that's beat 3 top 10 ranked teams in the regular season. The last team to do that was LSU with Joe Burrow. So have we been faced with a pretty difficult schedule? Have we been faced with high expectations? Sure. But that's why we came here. So we'll be okay.
That was Kirk Bowles, by the way. He's been the columnist in Austin for forever. All right. You know what Kirk Bowles should have said? You lost to Florida. He should have said.
Yeah.
You
right.
lost
There's
to
another
Florida.
side to that resume there, Steve. They're not going to make it to the conference championship game. This has been an utter flop of a season for how much Texas invested in that roster and all of the hype they had coming in. I don't care who voted them where. Yeah, preseason rankings, it's easy to dismiss them when the season doesn't go your way. but that team had a level of hype for a reason. They spent more than Texas Tech's in the top 5. And they have a Manning at quarterback who's looked average at best throughout the course of the season. Total failure of a year.
Right. Deion Sanders had a press conference yesterday with Colorado reporters, and he seemed to be almost like pleading for his job. Listen.
Please understand, if anybody is built for adversity, I am. If anybody is built to change, I am. If anybody is built to overcome situations and trial and tribulations, I am. You got the right man. I promise you do. And I'm going to prove that to you. I am. Just give me an opportunity and give me a little more time, and I'm going to prove that to you. I will. I promise you that. All right, thanks, Coach. Thank you. God bless.
Does Deion sound like he's on the hot seat?
I think he's like most losing coaches, receiving heat from the fans. And that sounded like a plea to those that support Colorado more than to administration. I do think it's important for, if we're going to judge Deion Sanders properly, till season and then another recruiting cycle and a transfer portal cycle without Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. This was the first year without. Now let's see what it looks like, as that was a rebuild. And sometimes rebuilds get ugly at the beginning of them. I think you do have to see what it looks like on the other side before we can decide whether or not Deion Sanders is actually a good coach at the college level.
So what, you're going to give him next year then?
If it's the same, they're at the bottom of the Big 12. If it's the same again, then I think we've figured out what Deion Sanders is, which is somebody that
I would agree.
I
would agree. Give him his 4th year. Yeah, give him his 4th year. So, finally, do we have time for this one?
Yeah.
Kirby Smart talking about today's players.
Yeah, it's the approach we take. We're gonna dominate and try to win the fourth quarter. It's what we do in practice. It's what we do in the off season. It's what we build our core culture around, is being the more physical team. You have to recruit physical players, and they have to buy into that process. I don't know that a lot of these kids nowadays, they want to check. They don't want physicality. And if you have the check and no physicality, you end up with nothing. So we're not just getting checks at our place. We're hitting people.
I love that. You want this check? I can see Kirby Smart hold it back. You want this check?
You want this check?
Go hit somebody.
It was like Nick Saban said on the game day this year. If you spend money on the wrong guys, you're SOL, baby.
Yeah, you want this money? Go hit somebody. That sounds like Sean Payton during Bounty Gate. More Game On coming your way in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
I love a good touchdown. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter. As long as I've got that anytime touchdown bet on Hard Rock Bet, these guys can score whenever they want. Josh Allen, Thursday night, -105 to rumble into the end zone. I'll take a piece of that. Head to Hard Rock Bet and see what they have in store for you. You'll see boosted odds, in-game bets, props, teasers, parlays, and more. It's a game changer for sports fans. Hard Rock Bet is my go-to source as a sports fan, whether I'm tracking trends or getting in on the action myself. The app is a slam dunk for me. It has everything I need to know, updated to the second, and payouts are lightning quick. Head to Hard Rock Bet and roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Orlando, are you ready to rocket my favorite beach getaway? Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach is calling your name. Not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. You'll find modern luxury, legendary Hard Rock vibes, and that endless Florida sunshine. Even in the middle of winter, lounge by the oceanfront pool, grab a bite at their world-famous restaurant, or unwind at the spa. And when the sun sets, enjoy live music under the stars at their beachside band shell. For reservations, go to hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach.
There's a crash off to the shoulder on Florida's Turnpike southbound just before Hancock Road, slowing things down northbound on the Turnpike before Oakland Exchange. Crashes getting cleared up there as well. Look out for emergency crews on the roadways. On Lee Road, westbound before the interstate, the right lane's blocked due to an accident. The roadways are getting busy this afternoon. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
You can depend on Florida farmers. Our farm is where we live and work. It's where we raise our families and provide for yours. When you shop for Florida-grown fruits and vegetables, look for local. Choose Fresh from Florida, the homegrown brand of Florida farmers.
Christmas music playing right now on Magic 107.7. Feliz Navidad. Magic 107.7.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Orlando's Christmas station.
Is it just me, or is it almost time to throw the heater on? Before you do that, please make sure you have your AC checked out by the best in the business. Of course, I'm talking about Mills Air. And the bottom line is, for me, I don't skimp on quality and professionalism when it comes to something as important as my AC provider. Mills Air doesn't cut corners. They don't play games. They just deliver every single time. They're the MVP of AC technicians. Call Leon and the crew, schedule your appointment, and tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef. This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
When the news overwhelms, clarity matters. NBC News looks deeper and listens wider. Clear reporting, free from opinion. NBC News, reporting for America.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeartRadio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our cigar of the week. And this week's cigar is legendary over at Corona. It's the Corona Nicaraguan Anniversary Candela Double Corona. It's a lot, and it is a big cigar. They introduced this thing about 15 years ago. Since then, it's become one of their most popular and best-selling house brands. Actually, they have a hard time keeping this thing in stock, so grab it now. And at this price, really a no-brainer. What you have here is Nicaraguan through and through with a variety of wrappers. Just really great construction. A little medium to strong when it comes to flavor. Beautiful, rich tobacco all the way through. An absolute steal at this price. Only $79.95 a box. That's 38% off retail. So grab it today. It's the Corona Nicaraguan Anniversary Candela Double Corona, and it is your cigar of the week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
Start your engines. Welcome to Rockville. Returns to Daytona International Speedway May 7th through 10th with Foo Fighters. My Chemical Romance. Guns N' Roses. And Bring Me the Horizon. Plus, Alice Cooper, Turnstile, Five Finger Death Punch, The Offspring, Breaking Benjamin, A Day to Remember, Godsmack, Stained, and so many more. The world center of rock. Welcome to Rockville. Brings 4 days of nonstop action to Daytona Beach, May 7th through 10th. 4 day, single day, premium passes, and camping are on sale now. Get yours at welcometorockville.com, starting at only $1 down.
Lowe's knows that saving is always top of mind, especially this season. Shop early Black Friday deals like select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees starting at $59.98. Because it's basically Christmas, right? Lowe's, we help you save. While supplies last, selection varies by location.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Isn't it nice to know at least one of your streaming apps is completely free?
Yeah, you get the iHeartRadio app without the pesky monthly fee.
Live radio, playlists for everything, and the most podcasts on the planet.
Join the millions who already have it. iHeartRadio, the #1 app for radio.
Do you own a small business? A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get super sure.
This is the Beat of Sports.
Take any of these big jobs, Penn State, LSU, Florida, Auburn, and say, who do you want? And then doesn't availability come into play? Because the portal is open January 2nd to January 16th. Can you wait? If Ole Miss is not a top 4 seed and they're playing in the first round and you think they're going to win, he's got a game either on December 31st or January 1st. Can you envision Lane Kiffin leaving his team before quarterfinal game? No. So it's almost like, who blinks first in all these jobs and goes, I'm not waiting? Like, ideally, if you're Penn State, don't you want your coach as quick as possible to evaluate the roster, to be busy as soon as you can so that when it officially opens, that you're ready to go? And the same thing goes to Florida. We're all in on Lane. Okay, how long do you wait?
The Beat of Sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader. #1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WYGM Orlando, WJRR, HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Free never sounded so good. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
This segment of Game On presented by Wing House, where Wednesdays are wild. The girls wear pink. The energy is high. The deals are delicious. All you can eat boneless wings and fries. The ultimate midweek feast. Perfect for wing lovers who want to go all in. Pair it with great service and a fun atmosphere. And you, my friends, have a Wednesday worth celebrating. Wing House, good food, beautifully served. Let's head back to the talk back. And I actually forgot this person's name. Who do we have here? It is Mr. Talkback himself. You can just hit play. It's fine.
I'm so happy the Magic got a huge win last night, but I'm already annoyed because the Paolo haters are acting like this proves we don't need him. He sat out one game, and we played well, and that's cool. But let's not pretend this team is better without our best player.
Yeah, I agree. And I said that, Mike, I predicted this so quickly once Paolo went down that this was going to become a narrative, and it already is amongst Magic
Okay,
fans.
but it's a narrative among the boneheads. Let's face it. It's a narrative among the boneheads. So
I hate to break it to you, but we're talking to the boneheads. Okay.
Okay, but
we're talking to a lot of boneheads.
I refuse to give the boneheads any credibility or any sense of, oh, we got those guys talking about Palos. Either is, does he fit with this team? Stop it. It's weird. It's fatiguing.
Hold on, Mike. You said I refuse to give the boneheads any credibility. Can you read to me the title of your article in the Sentinel today?
Yeah, I'm telling the boneheads they need to have a sense of perspective. I'm telling them they need to be more credible. Yes.
Up your level of credibility. Somebody said on the text line, what a homer Brandon is. What are you talking about? I just have my Magic sweater on, talking about how they're going to win the East. I don't know what that sounds like an overreaction to me on your part. Ridiculous. Coming up in a moment, Bennett or Forget It, the daily game show that has taken Sports Talk Radio by storm. We'll pause for a moment. Let the talented folks at Fox Sports Radio get you all caught up with the latest in sports. We, Mike Bianchi, Brandon Kravitz, Jaden Grimes, back at it in 60 seconds. Don't go anywhere.
with Bianchi and Kravitz is back. Time to see if they're ready to put their money where their mouth is. Let's get into another round of Bet It or Forget It.
Top of the 5 o'clock hour, the world-famous daily segment, Bet It or Forget It, brought to you by the leader in peer-to-peer betting across the globe, Better Edge. If you are tired of trying to beat the house, trying to beat the sports books out there, try and beat your buddies instead over at Better Edge, the sports betting exchange app that lets you set the odds, you challenge your friends, and you cash in when you are right. The promo code is Beat Brandon at sign up for $20 upon your first arrival, betteredge.com or on the Better Edge app. Before I yell at Jaden to hit the music, Mike, we have got some intriguing responses throughout the course of the day. I want to rattle through these real quick, and then we'll get to another rousing edition of Bet It or Forget It. Michael here on the text line says, can you explain how you become a Heisman voter? I can explain it. I got an email from Bianchi that said, hey, do you want to be a Heisman voter? And I said, absolutely. Sign me up.
Well, yeah. Essentially, I'm the Heisman coordinator for the state of Florida. They have like regional coordinators for different states. So I'm the Heisman coordinator for Florida. So if somebody retires from the media business or a voter, again, retires or gets out of the business, or dies, God forbid, then a spot opens up and I have to go fill it.
Yeah. So I had to push somebody out of the office. Uncle Paulie had to take matters into his own hands. Somebody said, you are right. I was asking myself, why is Brady on this game? And then a follow-up about Tom Brady, my hot take today. It's not so much a take. I think it's more of an observation that Tom Brady has been demoted at Fox. He's now on the B team. This one says, Tom Brady isn't demoted. These games are just training wheels until he gets better. That's called the definition of being demoted. He was on the Super Bowl, and now he's calling the Bears and the Vikings over the top game of the weekend. Bears-Vikings last week, by the way, Mike, that was a 1 p.m. game. For how many years of our lives has the tier one, before you get to prime time at night, the most valuable real estate for an NFL game? It's basically a pseudo primetime game. That's how big these are. 4:25 kickoff on Fox. That's as big as it gets. And you have two teams that are fighting for the number 1 seed, and Tom Brady's over here going, oh, incomplete pass, J.J. McCarthy. Come on. The guy got demoted. Just call it what it is. It's fine.
I like it. This is a reasonable text right here. Somebody texted in, a Magic fan. Jamal Mosley's in his 5th season as head coach. Jeff Weltman has been here for 8 or 9 years. I think 2017. So, yeah, that's about correct. How much longer should we be patient? They wouldn't be able to get away with this in L.A., Boston, or New York. Yeah, because in L.A., Boston, or New York, they don't do rebuilds. They don't do those in those cities, all right? They don't tank and then go work their way up through the draft. That's what the Magic have done. And when you do that, you have to be patient. That's just the way it is. You have to be patient. I mean, Philadelphia did that. How long did it take them to get relevant? A long time. And that's a hard-nosed sports city. But, Jamal Mosley was first 3 seasons, he was paid to lose, quite frankly.
That's very true. So, and I think that's a really important point to bring up. You say he's in his 5th season. He wasn't brought in to win games in year 1, so you have to shave a couple off there. And I do think it's fair to put pressure on the organization. I think where Mike and I agree on the timing of that is that it's not fair or reasonable to do that 5 games into the season. If you want to have that conversation when the Magic get eliminated from the playoffs at the end of the year, have at it. We are not going to slow you down on that. Maybe we'll disagree, but we won't call you ridiculous or boneheaded if you have that conversation at that point. But when you have it a week into the season, when the decision was, if Jamal Mosley wasn't the guy for the job, he shouldn't have been the guy that started the job at the beginning of the year. When you fire a coach 5 games into the season for performance issues, that's a reflection on you in the front office or you as ownership more than anything else that you even allowed that guy to start his job. That is overreactionary. And while there are markets that are less patient, it doesn't mean that it's the smart thing to do. The New York market has no patience whatsoever. How many championships have they been rattling off between the Giants, the Jets, the Knicks, even the Yankees, who have actually been kind of patient? I mean, it doesn't guarantee anything. Just because you lack patience and you feed an angry fan base, that doesn't equate success.
How much longer should Magic fans be patient? This year. See what happens in the playoffs. If they're one and done in the playoffs, I'll come right out and say it. I don't think Jamal Mosley will be back as the coach next year if they're one and done in the playoffs this year. Yeah. And maybe Jeff Weltman's not back either. I don't know. But you've got to give them a chance. This is the year they went all in on trying to win. So.
And we did get an apology on the text line. We asked for that earlier, said that they thought that getting rid of Cole Anthony was a mistake, but that Desmond Bane is, quote, him. All right, Jaden, hit the music. Let's kick things over to the Bulldog.
It is time for the wildly popular, critically acclaimed game show, Bet It or Forget It. Let's start with the Magic. They beat the Golden State Warriors last night, 121-113. The stat of the night, the Magic were 24th in the league in transition shooting frequency last year. Last night, they had 28 points off fast breaks, and this year, they're number 1 in transition shooting frequency, which means they're getting up and down the court and putting up shots a lot faster than they did last year when they were a plodding, lumbering offensive team. Bet it or forget it, the Magic's new system is finally starting to click into high gear.
Bet it. Proof is in the pudding.
Homer.
I knew you were going to say that. Let's see. They are 8-7 after a 1-4 start. So that's 7-3 in their last 10 games. I would say that that's clicking into place. They have wins over Golden State, who is almost entirely healthy. The Magic are not entirely healthy. They have a win over the New York Knicks at MSG, where they never lose. And they pushed the Houston Rockets to overtime. Probably should have won that game if Jonathan Isaac could block a shot on Alperen Şengün or Anthony Black could hit a free throw. This team is absolutely rounding into form. And given the current state of the Eastern Conference, there's no reason why a fully optimized Orlando Magic team can't sit atop the East come the end of the year. But you got to give it time because the team did start really slow out of the gate.
Miami has moved up 2 spots to number 13 in the latest college football playoff rankings, but the Canes are still 4 spots behind Notre Dame, whom they beat head-to-head. Bet it or forget it, a case could be made that both Notre Dame and Miami should be left out of the playoff.
Yeah, I'll say bet it on that. I don't think Notre Dame's resume is that impressive. I think it's slightly more impressive than that of Miami when you do the tail of the tape side by side. I think it is beyond reasonable to have Notre Dame higher than Miami, but there are a lot of teams that are playing a gauntlet of a schedule in really tough conferences right now. Alabama, BYU, Utah, these teams that might not win their conference but have put together really impressive seasons with tougher competition around them. So I would put Notre Dame in, but if you're saying, could you make the case? If given 10 minutes, I could make a pretty poignant case for why you should leave Notre Dame out.
Follow up, bet it or forget it. Notre Dame needs to join a conference so they don't get to handpick their schedule. They have an unfair advantage over other teams in Power 4 conferences.
I'll say forget it. Forget it. That's another one of those things that I could definitely hear that argument. If they just picked a bunch of cupcakes every year, I'd have a bigger problem with it. But Notre Dame does a good job of loading up their schedule with tough competition. They've got Miami and Texas A&M and USC and Boise State, which is a perennially tough Group of 5 school. Pitt is on their schedule. They they do load it up. They have an SEC school in their schedule in Arkansas. I don't have a problem with it. They probably should, just because it would guarantee them at least a chance to make it to a conference title game, because they have to be nearly perfect with the schedule they have. I think if anything, it's less unfair to everybody else and more of a hindrance to them, because they load up their schedule and then they don't give themselves an opportunity to play themselves into the playoff of the college football or with a conference championship game.
UCF coach Scott Frost says this week's game against 1-9 Oklahoma State is a big game. Bet it or forget it. If Frost thinks Oklahoma State is a big game, he also thinks microwaving popcorn is a major culinary undertaking.
I still don't understand how the corn pops into those puff balls. So I bet it, I guess. I'm not sure if I just agree or disagree with that, but yeah, it's a big game. You don't want to. Yeah,
it is. Do you realize how bad Oklahoma State is the worst team in the Power?
I know, and if UCF loses to them, UCF will be the worst team. So, you got me right now. Way. If UCF loses, so I'm sort of tongue-in-cheek in this, but if UCF loses to Oklahoma State, they are now at the bottom of the toilet, and you don't want to be at the bottom. You know, the UCF is down in the standings, but they would be below Oklahoma State if they lose this game in the Big 12 standings. Forget about the overall record. You're just looking at the Big 12. That would put UCF at the bottom. And for as bad as this season has been, I guess the one saving grace that you could have if you're a UCF fan is, well, at least we didn't finish last. And if you lose to Oklahoma State, you can't say that. In that sense, the game is big.
Okay. You've convinced me.
Oh,
all right. Last one. LA Lakers star LeBron James made his season debut last night in a 140-126 win over the Utah Jazz. And now he has surpassed Vince Carter by taking the court in a league record 23rd season. Bet it or forget it. Much like Cal Ripken's Iron Man record, LeBron's record for longevity in playing 23 seasons will never be broken.
Bet it. Yeah, he is the most genetically gifted NBA player in the history of the league. And I mean that in terms of his athleticism, his durability, and he aids himself. It's not just simply God-given stuff. He puts a lot of work and time into this. He knows what he has and he tries to optimize it, but there are certain, like, if I tried to do that, I wouldn't be able to make it that far. I wouldn't even make it to the NBA. So genetics does play a role here. And he's just a marvel. He's an absolute superhuman. He's doing things that I don't think we're going to see it. I don't know. I can't picture it happening again. It's hard to believe that it's happening in front of us to begin with, that he's out there playing into his 40s and putting up numbers the way that he does. So I have a hard time saying that it would ever happen again, especially with the current state of injuries and load management and all of that, which he is a part of, but he's found a way to make his way through.
And that is bet it or forget it.
Steph Curry's out tonight. Jimmy Butler's out tonight.
They played last night.
I'm sleepy.
Back-to-backs. We can't play 2 straight nights. We don't have sore muscles.
We have to talk about this Steve Kerr stuff tomorrow, where he went off about the schedule, and it happened right here in Orlando. He talked about the scheduling and the pace of play leading to injuries and the laundry list. It looks like a CVS receipt of players that miss in the NBA night after night, but we'll save that one in our back pocket for tomorrow. An early edition of the 2-minute drill coming your way next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be back right after this.
It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi, and I have an announcement to make. It's draft day for your home. And just like a GM picking players, you've got to make these smart upgrades. Vinyl windows, no. They're the rookie that can't handle the pressure. But Renewal by Anderson's Acclaim Impact windows, now they're built with exclusive Fibrex material. That's your 5-star prospect. Fibrex is twice as strong as vinyl. It's tested against Florida's worst heat and storms and built to perform year after year after year without warping, cracking, or fading. And here's your energy efficiency bonus. Keep that cool AC air in that brutal Florida heat out. So make your game-changing draft pick now during Renewal by Anderson's Black Friday sales event. Get 20% off replacement windows and patio doors and pay nothing until 2027. That's zero down, zero payments for 2 full years. Whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or up in Jacksonville, choose Renewal by Anderson for your home and win big this season and for years to come. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. That's bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets savings.
I've been telling you guys about Kevin Prager with LPT Realty, one of the top 25 producing agents in Central Florida. My guy is money, and he joins me now to chat about the latest in real estate. What's the one piece of advice that you would give to first-time home buyers?
Interview agents and ask important questions. Ask what's important to that agent. Make sure that agent is listening to you and understands what it is that you need when you're buying a house. There's hundreds of thousands of agents across this country, and a lot of people can buy and sell real estate, but to protect what you're doing, you need to make sure that agent is really connected with you, really listening to you, and has your best interest at heart. It's not just a paycheck for me. It's not just a paycheck for a lot of agents, but I want a long-lasting relationship. I'm going to give loyalty to you. And then I also would say, as a home buyer, giving loyalty back to that agent, because at some point you're going to want to sell that house.
Trust and loyalty. You can count on Kevin for that. He'll move you right along through the real estate buying and selling process. 407-702-4635.
Right lane's blocked on 408 eastbound at Conway Road. We got a crash causing heavy congestion on the Turnpike northbound at that State Road 50 exit. The off-ramp's partially blocked there. It's bumper to bumper on I-4 westbound before State Road 535. There's a car stopped on the shoulder there as well. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the traffic center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is furnished by Genuine.
You don't just hear it, you see it. iHeartRadio Highlights brings you the best show moments, the wild takes, hot reactions, and clips everybody's talking about. Search Fox Sports Radio in the iHeartRadio app to experience Fox Sports like never before.
Furnished by Genuine.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef. This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week. Brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
At Rental World, we've proudly served Osceola County since 1971 with top quality equipment, competitive prices, and unbeatable service. From mini excavators and stump grinders to pressure washers and dump trailers, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Need it after work? Ask about our half-day and weekend specials. As a Steel Elite dealer, we carry everything from chainsaws to trimmers, plus concrete tools, mixers, and more. Visit RentalWorldFL.com or stop by today. Rental World, making your job easier easier for over 50 years.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
Macy's just dropped tons of new Black Friday deals. And with more being added every week, you can save on top gifts now. Like exclusive beauty sets, 50% off. Men's and women's PJs, 40 to 60% off. Handbags, 40 to 50% off. Plus, diamonds, 60% off. So come into Macy's, beat the rush, and get your holiday shopping done early. Black Friday starts here at Macy's. Savings off select styles. Exclusions apply.
The free iHeartRadio app is your home for the holidays.
It's the most wonderful time.
Open the app and search Holiday and find Magic 107.7, Orlando's Christmas station. Plus stations playing specialized holiday music, Christmas classics, Christmas jazz, country, plus tons of playlists, even podcasts. Our gift to you, the perfect holiday soundtrack. Open the free iHeartRadio app now and search Holiday to start listening.
Members Only is brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. CoronaCigar.com.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
All right, guys, let's get real. You know that feeling when your body just doesn't respond the way it used to, whether it's at the gym, on the golf course, or in the bedroom? You feel like you've lost a step. That's why I want to tell you about Shockwave Therapy at Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. This isn't some magic pill or gimmick. It's advanced acoustic energy that increases blood flow, repairs tissue, and restores function naturally. No drugs, no downtime, no surgery. It's used by pro athletes to heal faster and perform stronger. And now it's helping guys like us feel younger again in the gym and in the bedroom. And ladies, it's not just for men. Women are seeing amazing results too. Better comfort, sensitivity, and overall confidence. So if pain or performance issues are slowing you down, it's time to get back in the game with the team that gets it right. Visit hormonesandwellness.com. That's hormonesandwellness.com, and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga. My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Orlando's new home for Florida State football is AM 810, Fox Sports Radio Orlando. Hear every game live on AM 810 or search Fox Sports Radio Orlando on the free iHeartRadio app. Welcome back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. Time's ticking. Takes are flying. Buckle up for the 2-minute trip.
Our final thoughts, our final burning takes of the day. We're off a little early tonight, by the way. We make way for Magic Insiders from 5:30 to 6. Dante Marcatelli and Jake Chapman. And then one of the final UCF night talks of the year on FM 96.9 The Game with Mark Daniels and Scott Frost. So stay tuned for that.
Talking about that big game.
Huge
game.
This is all
a huge game.
All Bianchi. I got nothing. I have been stomping on his 2-minute drills we're going on like a Cal Ripken level streak at this point of me yapping away, and then the music plays, and then I go to Bianchi, and he goes, I only have 30 seconds left. I don't have time.
Forget it. Forget
about it. So, so I'm going to kick my feet up. It's all you, Mike.
So I just clicked on ESPN.com. Just clicked on ESPN.com, and the lead story, Steve Sarkisian on Texas Rumors, quote, I'm not going anywhere. So I guess Steve Sarkisian had the, I don't know if it was in a press conference form or if he released a statement today addressing, quote, reports about his potential departure, calling the reports, quote, absolutely false and untrue. All right. You know where these reports started? Here's where these reports started. Reading the story, ESPN analyst Desmond Howard on Monday posted a video on social media saying he wouldn't be surprised if the Texas job opens up at the end of the season, suggesting, quote, a mutual parting of the ways, end quote. Texas athletic director Chris Del Conte reposted Howard's video and wrote, "This is news to me," end quote. Here's my 2-minute drill. What in the hell? I mean, I could understand if some 2-bit podcaster was out there trying to get clicks. What in the hell is Desmond Howard, a member of the most esteemed college football show out there, Game Day? What is he doing just putting out some rumor or some opinion he has that he... Desmond Howard, I preach credibility all the time, especially among reputed media members, all right? If you're a college football analyst for ESPN, you shouldn't be putting this garbage out there.
Yeah.
Should be putting this garbage out there.
He's a Heisman Trophy winner.
Plus, he's a panelist on Game Day. Again, I go back to what I said about Paul Feinbaum. Paul Feinbaum should be able to break the story where Lane Kiffin is going. Desmond Howard can call up. He can call up Steve Sarkisian. Desmond Howard has that sort of, credibility and cachet where he can just call Steve Sarkisian and say, "Listen, I'm hearing this. Is there anything to it?" And Steve Sarkisian will go, "Are you nuts? No, there's nothing to that." And then Desmond Howard would save himself the embarrassment. But no, he just wants to go on Instagram or wherever he was and post a video with some half-cocked opinion. I don't get it. Do a little work. Pick up the phone. Make a call. You're Desmond freaking Howard. You're Paul freaking Feinbaum. Make a call. Do some reporting. Is it that hard?
That is a 2-minute drill right there. That is how it's done. Then you know what? I'm glad that I've stomped all over it for the last week because you had some pent up frustration that you need to let out. That's right. Bianchi's entering the rage cage.
If I heard Jamal Mosley was going to get fired, you know what I'd do? I'd call Jamal Mosley and say, "Is there anything to this report that you might get fired?" "No, are you crazy?" Okay. And then boom. I wouldn't go out and just spew it.
So how about the fact that this is also one of your biggest media pet peeves, is that an ESPN personality said that, and then Sark refuted it, and then ESPN puts it on their website and goes, "Look, click on this. Like, you created this. You falsified this and created it, and now you're reporting on the refuting of it." Yeah, that's the cycle that we live in. All right, that'll do it for us on Game On today. Appreciate you hanging out. Make sure you download the podcast Game On the iHeartRadio app. You can make us your number one preset. You can make the station that you're listening to and the show number one on your presets. We can be your first listen in the morning. Our show goes live tomorrow at 3 p.m. for the prodigy of production, Jaden Grimes, the Bulldog Mike Bianchi. I'm Brandon Kravitz. Hit him with it, Mikey.
Peace, love, boiled peanuts.
Magic Insiders is next.
Wide receiver out of Ohio State, Umika Egbegbu.
Spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere.